to call timeout right now just to get his guys to regroup because they were really ragged out there.
Yeah, they've got to get some things straightened out, and sometimes the best way to do that is with a timeout. They look to be overwhelmed right now.
Bulls trail by 13. Rose goes in. Shot goes down. Very quick possession right there.
It took them a while, but finally they take the lid off.
You know, sometimes all it takes is one to get a team going. We'll see if that's the case here.
The Bulls have gotten only 1 of 6 shots to drop for them to start this game. Pulls up from the corner. Al Horford with the rebound.
Well, I think he was surprised by how much space he had there and just rushed the shot a little bit.
Got that bucket in no time at all.
Their interior has been inferior defensively. It has got to tighten up.
You're right on target there, Greg. Of the last 10 points they've allowed, 8 have come from in close.
They get it again. That's good from McDermott on the assist by Gasol.
You know what? Sometimes something good can come out of a bad possession.
That's tipped. In transition, here come the Bulls. Rose gets the bucket. Rose has got his second basket.
And that lead pass allowed him to get straight to the rim unabated in stride.
The dish now to Millsap. There's 57 seconds left from the first quarter of the game. Off target with the jump hook. Here's McDermott. Butler attacking. Lets it fly. And it's wide right. It's off the rim.
He's certainly not been at his best this quarter. And that's an understatement.
And no doubt they've come into this game with a really aggressive approach, just pounding the ball inside.
It certainly is working. They're finding the open lanes to the hoop and owning this game early.
Rose, no good. Down low. McDermott with a steal. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
I like the fact that he led his teammate right to the ideal spot. You don't always throw it to your teammate. You throw it to where he needs to be.
So Chicago going with an almost entirely new group here. Portis, he's checked in for Gasol. Mirotic comes in for Taj Gibson. Dunleavy's checked in for Doug McDermott. And Brooks subbed in for Derrick Rose. And Atlanta will go for a different look here. Mike Scott's checked in for Millsap. Cephalosha comes in for Kent Bazemore. Kirk Heinrich, he's checked in for Kyle Korver. And Dennis Schroeder subbed in for T. So the whistle blows on the shot and 2 free throws for the contact right there. Bulls shooting their second and third free throws tonight.
Yeah, and over the course of the season, they're a respectable 78%. That comes in handy in close games.
That's been one of the strongest aspects of this team this season. I mean, there have been very few off nights for them at the free throw line.
It's Scott on the wing. And that concludes the first quarter of play. The Hawks on top. And we welcome you back to our special Noche Latina broadcast as the second quarter is about ready to get underway. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Hawks.
Tell you what, guys, they're showing us a lot of energy early on and racking up those fast break points.
And also defensively, they've been able to cause some turnovers tonight, and that also builds confidence and gives you momentum.
This is how the floor looks for the Hawks starting the second quarter. Cephalosha is out there with Mike Scott. Then there's Heinrich. Then there's Dennis Schroeder. And it's Horford in the pivot spot, manning the middle. Brooks misses.
Not really sure what he was thinking about on that shot. That is not high IQ basketball.
Not at all. I mean, he shouldn't even have considered taking that shot. Just a poor choice there.
Here's Brooks, following the basket by Al Horford. And Mirotic kicks to Dunleavy. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Dunleavy's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball. Pass to Heinrich. And he drops in the layup off the glass.
That's the 10th straight point they've given up in the paint.
And, you know, it doesn't matter how good your defense is on the perimeter if you're going to allow easy ones inside like that.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over.
Yeah, enough scoring on the inside there. I think it's time for him to send a message to his team.
Yeah, you're exactly right. I guarantee you this talk centers around cutting down on all of those points coming in the paint. They've got to show more resistance there.
Gasol's checked in for Mike Dunleavy. Paul Millsap is checked in for the Hawks. Tim Hardaway Jr. comes in for Kirk Heinrich. Brooks from outside. Here's Holiday. Tries again. Good. Mirotic has got himself on the board with 3 there.
And when you've got a big man who can shoot from distance like that, what a huge advantage.
Hardaway for 3. Can't hit. And it's Chicago the other way. When this game is done, they'll be off to Orlando, and they'll take on the Magic. That will be a getaway game for them, a 1-game road trip. Offensive rebound. Fast break, the Hawks. Millsap's running. Cephalosha's shot is good.
And it's coming easy for them right now. 5 baskets in a row in the paint.
And I say, hey, if it keeps working, go to it. Stay with it. I mean, until the defense responds and provides more resistance, keep making them pay.
Chicago making some changes. Taj Gibson's checked in for Portis. McDermott comes in for Justin Holiday. And it's Rose in for Aaron Brooks. And here's the fast break. Rose leading the way.
That kind of power move has become a trademark of his. And guys, something new for the NBA is the HGH testing that's been put in place. It's something the league hasn't had too many issues with or even accusations, but better to stamp it out early. And hard to argue that it should be in place.
And Atlanta calls their first time out of the game. And with the HGH test, it's done in every major sport. Seems like the right thing to do for the NBA. Just make sure everyone is on a level playing field, so to speak.
Yeah, I agree with that. I mean, I think the punishment will be fair. First positive gets you a 20-game ban. The second one, 45.
Hardaway kicks it over to Schroeder. Outside for Millsap. And stolen by Mirotic. That one's in there. The Hawks lead is cut to just 7 points in the basket from Derrick Rose. The Hawks have gone 4 of 6 from the field here in the second. And then Hardaway with the dunk.
Boy, he threw out some punishment with that two-hand throwdown.
And Clark, now's the time to do it. Continue to attack that rim. And he just leaves the D in the dust and explodes to the basket.
You're right. Clark, maybe a momentum changer right there, huh?
It could be, Kevin. I mean, a dunk like that can sometimes get an opponent reeling.
It's stolen, but
Yeah, how about the sharp steal and then run out? It looks like they're ready to put the hammer down.
Well, we've been waiting for one of these teams, Greg, to pull away. Maybe that'll be a springboard for them.
Could be. A dunk like that coming off a great defensive play has to deal some momentum. Up high and down hard with the one-hand.
Got a little extra force for that one, didn't he? Huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and I think that's going to rouse up his teammates, no doubt.
To the left wing. Back to Millsap. And so he earns a trip to the line. Officials saw the contact, and he'll shoot 2. Atlanta shooting their first free throws of the evening.
Yeah, pretty good numbers on the season when you look at their free throw attempts, right around 78%.
Really, guys, it's just come together for them at the charity stripe this season. I mean, the confidence is there, and so too are the results.
Jimmy Butler is checked in for Chicago. And the Hawks will go for a different look here. Al Horford, he's checked in for Scott. Ken Bazemore comes in for Cephalosha. Kyle Korver, he's checked in for Tim Hardaway Jr. And it's Teagan for Dennis Schroeder. And it's Butler missing. The Hawks leading by 5. And here's Korver from the arc. Atlanta again missing. He lobs up the alley-oop pass. Oh, and the jam by Butler.
Incredible timing on the alley-oop.
He absolutely hammered it down.
And guys, mark that play right there, because that could be the one that leads to a surge to break this thing wide open.
Now here's Korver. Taking a look at his stats, he's averaging around 9.5 points a game. Just 4 to shoot. Korver missing again. And it's Rose penetrating. And a foul on the shot. He'll go to the stripe for 2. Bulls have gone 2 for 3 at the foul line in this game.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
First one falls for him. So both teams changing it up here. Both free throws good from Rose. Deflects the pass. And we're through the first half of basketball here, and what's been a good one. Hawks lead by 1. From the United Center in Chicago, back in a moment. Well, both sides have assessed what they need to do over the break in halftime. We'll see now if one can pull out a way here in the third. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
Yeah, created a lot of quality shots for himself in that first half, and he knew when to pass it up when the double team came.
And that led to a very high points per shot number for him. For those of you that are into analytics, that stat really tells how efficient a player has been, and he's been very efficient so far.
And we welcome you back to the NBA here on 2K Sports. And we're ready to get going once more. The players having a chance to have a short break and get some rest themselves and get refueled and hydrated with some Gatorade. More terrific basketball in store for us tonight. A fantastic game from Derrick Rose in this one.
I know we've said this many times before, but what a great first half. Just an offensive juggernaut.
And, you know, in the end, I wouldn't be surprised if we're talking about what a great second half he had, guys. I mean, he can usually keep it going for all 4 quarters.
All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineups courtesy of Gatorade for the second half of basketball. Taking a look at the Bulls. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Derrick Rose is out there with Doug McDermott. And it's Butler in the small forward position.
Guys, that time he went for the fancy finish for us there, man. That was sweet.
Tries to save it. Rose kicks to McDermott. It's good. This time the assist from Rose. Rose has got 5 assists tonight.
Maybe with that, the lid on this basket will be lifted for him.
Atlanta calls timeout. Their last encounter was in Atlanta.
In the last meeting of these two teams, they were really sharp defensively, disrupting the flow of their offense and causing a ton of turnovers.
Very satisfying performance, Greg, and one they'll look to repeat tonight. I mean, they ended up winning it going away.
Aaron Brooks, he's checked in for Chicago. Atlanta also making some changes here. Muscala comes in for Al Horford. And Chris Humphrey subbed in for Paul Millsap. And it's Korver in the corner. Cans it from downtown. Korver's got 5 now.
That's 3 of 4 here to start the half.
Brooks kicks to Gasol. Butler from outside. Out of bounds, Bulls ball. Chicago keeps possession. As we get a break in the action, now let's take a look at the East and how the teams are stacking up. We'll take a look at the Bulls. And, of course, the Atlanta Hawks. They're tied right now. Here's Gasol. A second chance effort. It's deflected. And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Some changes for Chicago. Mirotic is checked in for Gasol. And Justin Holiday subbed in for Doug McDermott. Here's Mirotic. And 2 free throws coming up as he misses that one. Drawing the whistle and a lot of contact there.
And you know what? You allow a guy to get right to the rim like that. That's your only option.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, free throws are always better than a layup, so I'd agree with you there, Greg.
2 shots.
And the first one drops. And he makes both free throws.
Well done again. He doesn't have the same problems at the line that plague some of the NBA's other big men.
Teague kicks to Muscala. Bazemore passes to Muscala. And stolen by Butler. Goes up. Holiday dishes to Butler. Yes, and it's Holiday with the assist that time. And it's 8 points for Jimmy Butler.
And when the size advantage is as big as it was there, I mean, that's exactly what he's supposed to do in that situation.
And that's another assist for a team that is putting on a clinic on how to share the ball.
And I love the mentality that they've had. If a shot isn't there, they're not forcing it. They're moving it side to side until they finally get the one they want.
And there's the foul. It goes on Taj Gibson. That's his first foul. Some changes for Chicago. Portis comes in for Taj Gibson. And Dunleavy subbed in for Jimmy Butler.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks. And it doesn't really matter who starts the break with how he runs the floor. He seems to always be the one who finishes.
Yeah, he is so fun to watch and how he attacks the rim at full speed like that, man. It's something to behold the way that guy gets to the rim.
And it's a completely new group for Atlanta. Brooks from outside. And he gets it to go.
You know what, guys? He can really light it up from the perimeter at times.
Schroeder kicks to Scott. Now here's Schroeder. Brooks covering. And it's Schroeder missing. Chicago trailing here. Brooks, the pass to Mirotic. Out of bounds, Atlanta will take possession. Now let's take a look at the teams that have been holding their opponents to the fewest points in the last 10 games. In the third spot, the Hawks.
I mean, they've been impressive on the defensive end, and they may have caught a few teams on off nights, but you've got to give them credit. They've made scoring a chore when you look at their opponents.
Dishes it to Brooks. There's 53 seconds left for the third. It's good. This game is all even. Brooks has got 5 points now this quarter.
And the road back into this game wasn't a short one, but they've managed to make it all the way back and tie this thing up.
And, Greg, I've got to admit to you, I mean, I did not think they were going to get all the way back. I thought they were done. But they've shown some serious resilience and character to battle this far back.
The Bulls making a switch here. Rose is checked in. Al Horford's checked in for Atlanta. Millsap comes in for Hardaway. For the lead. Wide open look. Outside Holiday. They get it again. Dunleavy kicks to Holiday. Portis, the pass to Dunleavy. It's tipped. Taken away by Holiday. This is his first chance at the line tonight.
2 shots. Foul.
And the free throw is good. Now leading by 1. And the Bulls making a change here. Both free throws good from Holiday. Seven seconds left to play in the third. Here's Millsap. He got it up that time, but it wouldn't fall for him. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. Just a terrific game so far. Bulls out front, up by 2. Don't go anywhere. The final quarter is coming up next on 2K Sports. Thanks for joining us again as we get set for the fourth quarter. A terrific game so far. Fourth quarter on the court for the Hawks. Millsap at power forward with Horford at the center. Teague and Heinrich in the backcourt. And it's Korver in at the 3 spot. Well, the Bulls shooting around 41% on the night. Rose dishes to McDermott. It's stolen by Korver. And there's the whistle. Fouled hard on the shot. He'll go to the line. They get Paul Gasol. That free throw, no good. Kent Bazemore is checked in for Kurt Heinrich. And the second free throw, good.
Yeah, that's a big miss right there. Now only a 1-point lead.
Rose kicks to Butler. Kicks it out to Gibson. Now the feed to McDermott. Connects from three-point range. McDermott's got the lead up to 2 now for Chicago.
Confident and composed on the three-point shot at a critical juncture. Clutch.
And Bazemore kicks to Millsap. No good on the shot. A bit long that time.
And being that close to the hoop, I thought he had enough room to finish that one. And he just big-boyed it right there. The height advantage he's got down low, really difficult for them to defend.
Now here's Korver. It's stolen by Rose. He kicks it to McDermott. Rebound, Atlanta. Horford's got his 3rd rebound on the night.
No other way to put it. Just a poor shooting performance for him. But luckily, his teammates have picked up the slack.
And it goes out of bounds. That one off Butler.
Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
And I think taking a time here to talk things over is a smart idea.
One of the things you want to do is make sure everybody is clearly on the same page with the game plan. And sometimes you need a timeout to make sure that's the case.
Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Yes, guys, Mike Budenholzer had some words for his team. He told the guys that for now, he wants to see them back off the three-point shot, saying all our offense doesn't need to come from perimeter jump shots. Let's get the ball inside for some high-percentage looks.
McDermott kicks to Butler. 4 on the clock. The Bulls need to get a shot off here. And finished off by Gasol.
And he is the ultimate when it comes to being a floor leader on the offensive end.
Yeah, you know, he's got a little bit of Greg and that leader today. I think he's done a really nice job of moving the ball and distributing it the way it needs to be done.
Yeah, well, Clark, I'm glad you referenced specifically why you thought he had a little Greg Anthony. I thought you were talking about my knees, man. he looked a little hobbled out there for a moment.
Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Chicago making a switch here. Portis is checked in. And for Atlanta, they come in off a good outing against Milwaukee. Gasol passes to Rose. Bulls moving the ball around. Pass to Gasol. The kick out to Rose. Takes the three. Al Horford with the rebound. Horford's got 4 rebounds now tonight. Millsap with it. Now defended by McDermott. A costly foul there. He'll shoot 3 free throws.
Yeah, there was definitely some contact there on the three-point attempt.
You have to avoid fouls like that. As a defender, challenge the three-point shooter, but run by him, not into him.
The Hawks making a switch here. Schroeder's checked in.
Of course, he didn't have an attempt there in the first half. He's hoping to be a little bit more active and aggressive here and draw some fouls here in the second. He's a dead eye at the line, fellas. Just call him automatic. He doesn't miss many of those.
Now here's Rose. That's a 2 from Butler. Now here's McDermott. Guarded by Korver. Nice shot by McDermott. McDermott's got 9 points now in just the second half.
And you like to see since the half now, he's finally starting to come around.
That drops. Let's look at the energy stats, how the hustle game has been going for the Bulls.
The activity level defensively, I've really been impressed with. They've been in attack mode on the defensive end.
Something that's also benefited them tonight are the turnovers they've forced and the points that have come along with those forced turnovers.
And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. And that hurts as he doesn't get the first one to fall. Trying to focus now on the second.
Yeah, I like that they haven't lost their aggressiveness here in the second, despite being down.
That's exactly when you need to be aggressive, Greg. You know that. I mean, another good job, though, of drawing contact and getting to the free throw line.
Now here's Rose. .119 left in the game.
Such a strong finisher for a floor general.
He was up high, and he came down hard. Exquisitely done.
That's the uncanny ability he has to find a teammate for an easy basket or get one himself.
From about 16, Atlanta again missing.
And the shots just continue to say no in terms of falling. You know what, though? Sometimes you can be too open. I think it may have surprised him, and that's why he missed.
He is an automatic finisher when he gets into that area.
You know, he picks the simple one-handed stuff to get the 2 points.
Yeah, and in a close game, though, guys, those could be really important points.
Now here's Rose. Now here's McDermott. Defense right on him. For 3. Bazemore grabs the miss. Guys, it's come down here to a very important possession.
Yeah, 0 tolerance for mistakes here.
Count it! And he has brought them to within 2 points.
Clutch shot right there. That could be the difference maker.
Indeed, it might be a big, huge moment in this game right there.
And so it looks like the Bulls will retain possession here. Nine seconds left in the fourth quarter. And they commit an intentional foul. We'll see another one of those so they can get into the penalties.
Well, Kev, that took forever. I don't know what took them so long, but the coaching staff can't be pleased with that right now.
And an intentional foul right there.
Had to foul, and on that occasion to stop the clock. That's the enemy in this situation.
And you know what, Greg? Who knows? A few misses at the stripe, and they're right there within range. You know, late-game free throws are a lot different than early-game free throws in terms of making.
Atlanta calls timeout. They're behind by 3. Just 2 seconds left in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
They need a 3 to tie, and they have enough time here to get a good look if they play their cards right. We'll see how they do.
Here's Korver for 3. Right between the eyes. A tremendous 3 to tie it up. Time called here. The Bulls decide to talk it over. Regulation is ended and we're heading to overtime. From the United... Well, if you love great competition and neck-and-neck basketball action, this one has been a great one. Overtime number 1. Getting going right now. And it's the Hawks to start out. And always a good ride in these post-regulation battles. This overtime now looking to be an exciting one. Courtesy of Gatorade. All fueled up and ready to go. Let's reset the lineup for us now in overtime. Taking a look at the Bulls. Gibson is the 4 with Gasol at the 5. Dunleavy is up there with Derrick Rose. And it's Butler in at the small forward. And the first one at the line is good.
At the line for the Bulls, 2 shots.
And Rose drops them both. Here's Teague. To the inside. And a foul called on the shot. Got him on the way up that time, so he'll shoot 2 right here. First free throw is good. That's also good, so he hits both free throws. Chicago trailing here. Rose dishes to Gasol. And he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
And not known as a rim rattler. I mean, he's usually kind of rooted to the floor, not elevating to the rim.
Well, Greg, with his length, he doesn't have to go far to get to that rim.
And I tell you what, guys, he got it right there without a problem.
Rose with the ball. Picked up by Teague. High post try. And that one comes up a bit short. It's extra time here. Just over a minute into overtime. That's good. And that's now 17 points in the game for Kyle Korver.
The assist totals, Kevin, just continue to grow. They're way ahead in that category. Ball movement has been flawless.
Clearly just an example of a different mindset between these teams.
And it doesn't even matter that he's surrounded on that possession. He's got the size to pull those boards down anyway.
On the wing, Korver passes to Horford. Stolen by Rose. One-on-one fast break. Ejected by Teague. And that one goes out of bounds. Last touch by Teague. McDermott's checked in for Dunleavy. McDermott kicks to Gibson. Some nice ball movement by the Bulls. Now here's McDermott, guarded by Corver. Clock is at 3. Releases. Second shot opportunity. And they're able to recover. Butler at the elbow. The basket drops, and he gets fouled on the shot. One free throw coming his way.
I tell you what, it's almost like
this could be a turning point.
Critical possession right here.
Here's Bazemore. Jimmy Butler comes up with the rebound.
Almost no chance of that shot going in.
Yeah, there were a lot of other places he could have gone with the basketball instead of forcing that shot. Kevin, they've still got a foul to give at this point.
Yeah, and strategy wouldn't be bad to use it if they need to.
Atlanta calls timeout. They trailed by 1. 23 seconds left in the first overtime. Action has been terrific. Guys, your thoughts?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
Definitely. I mean, they're in good shape here, in my opinion. Shot clock's off, but still enough time left on the game clock to really run your normal set here. Kevin, that was so clutch. Now they really need a defensive stand.
Chicago calls timeout. They're down by 1. 20 seconds left in overtime. Guys, what's your take?
You know what? Enough time that they can run whatever play they're most comfortable with.
Definitely. I mean, they're in good shape here, in my opinion. Shot clock's off, but still enough time left on the game clock to really run your normal set here.
Gasol a screen. Butler attacking from 13. Bazemore grabs the miss. Here's Corver. Buries it.
Now, I'm not sure who was supposed to be on him that possession. I mean, apparently neither did the defenders.
Chicago calls timeout. They're losing by 3. There's 10 seconds left in overtime. What's your take, guys?
And you know what? You got a couple options here. You can take the 3 to tie it or get the quick 2 and then a foul.
And, you know, if it opens up for them inside, the quick 2 would be the way I would lean, Greg. But the foul has to come immediately after that.
To the right side. Mirotic. And again, Chicago. No good. From deep. Can't connect. And so it's the Hawks who come out on top. And they had some nervous moments down the stretch, Clark, but things finally came together for them in overtime.
Looked to me like the amber light on the gas tank didn't quite come on. They still had enough fuel to get across the finish line comfortably.
Well, folks, that's going to do it for now. This is Kevin Harlan saying thanks for tuning in.